Well, I'm getting closer every day to getting my woodshed filled up. If you want to stick around for this video, I'll show you how I loaded that load of wood. Hi everybody, welcome to the thumb. Well, that was a taste of what it's like to cut and split wood with a Wallenstein WP 635. It's actually, is it the best one out there? Probably not. Is it the cheapest one out there? Probably not. Is it something a guy like me can afford and get by with? Absolutely. You can see that log there is probably the absolute limit for this thing. It's kind of the absolute limit for my tractor and this. So yeah, I mean it's actually a green maple is what it is. So yeah, it's pretty sappy. I cut it last winter. But yeah, this ain't maybe the best prettiest load of wood I've ever cut, but that's probably, I guess I got one more ash over there that my father-in-law drug out of the woods last week sometime. But yeah, that'll be probably the last of the ash trees. The dang borers killed them all, and now they all rotted into the ground. But yeah, back to the processor. The chainsaw is a Steel MS391, and that works pretty good. I did have to, when I got this thing, when I got the processor, I had to get a longer bar for it. I normally just keep a 20-inch bar on it, but that's I think it's a 28. And you can see that first big log I cut. That happens once in a while. You just gotta, get what you can and then turn around and cut it from the other side. Happens quite often on big logs like that. But yeah, as far as all the hydraulics and stuff, it'll handle that. I have tried to cut split a big elm, and I've got it stuck on the wedge before, and yeah, it's kind of not a fun time. But yeah, for the most part, it's, I think, pretty efficient. I think the only way it could be a little more efficient would be like if I had two people, one guy just cutting all the time and one guy kind of, putting it on the trailer or stacking it or whatever, and then the same guy could be like keeping logs coming with the tractor, keeping the logs coming up to the thing. I mean, this is kind of designed for, and I've used it before, just if you can, sometimes you can just pull logs right off of a pile. But if you wanted to do that all the time, well, then you'd have to move this all the time and stuff. So it's just as easy to use the tractor. Yeah, as far as the trailer, I do have a little conveyor that I made a couple years ago, and I convey it right onto a bigger trailer, but this is only like, well, it's less than a half a mile from my house, and this trailer is a lot easier to unload than my big 16-foot trailer with 2-foot sides on it. I mean, I can haul about 3 times as much. I can't haul it with my tractor, for one thing. I have to hook it up to the pickup because this just won't haul it. And yeah, other than that, and it's kind of nice. I mean, I can load it in about an hour and unload it in about a half an hour. So yeah, for a guy my age, it's kind of enough for a night after work. The tractor is I think it's I can't remember when I got it. Probably in like around 2015, 2016. I can't remember, but it's a 3038E. Does need a little air in the tire, front tire. I don't know if that squatted on this video or not. This little box here, it's actually a counterweight. My wheels aren't loaded. If these tires ever wear out, or if I had a big catastrophe, I would load the tires, but I would still, this is, I figure this box weighs about 500 pounds. It's filled up to about right here with concrete. And, yeah, but then I have all this storage. That's the bad part about these little tractors. You just don't have any place to put anything. And so this works pretty good. Yeah, and then I got the Reese hitch things, and I got a few different things. I got like a regular hitch to haul my wagon around with, and then I got a hook, and I actually even have a winch. It's like an old truck winch. Not an old truck winch, but it's a truck winch that that's hooked into got a grease, or a Reese hitch thing. And but yeah, the grapple, another homemade thing. I wouldn't want to be without it. I used to use just forks, and then when I got my plasma table, I decided that was actually the first project I made with my plasma table, and I love it. It's nice and light. The bad part about this thing, it only lifts about 1,000 pounds, I'm guessing, and so then if you, like, my forks must weigh 300, maybe 400 pounds for the whole frame and forks, and so then that takes away what I can actually lift with it. So, and this weighs about half of what my fork frame does. So anyway, yeah, that's the quick once over on my firewood cutting system. Very happy with all of it. I'd say this processor is probably, I guess this is my 6th season I used it. So and it definitely takes the work out of things, you know, like, well, you've seen even that big log there that just rolls right down into the, you know, where the splitter is. You don't have to lift it up, and yeah, it just saves a lot of time, a lot of work. So anyway, that is about all I got for you today. I'm gonna go home and unload this and call her a night. Thanks for watching Thumb Country Stuff, and take her easy.